The Ndichu brothers.
You know, I was late to the party, guys. Laura was the one telling me what was going down.
Sit back, relax, let me tell you what happened, guys. Pale kwa nyumba. You are tuned into the team. And this is exactly what I'll tell you. So the Ndichu brothers, two successful, if I may say so, based off, you know, the kind of deals they're getting internationally.
Right.
Have been the center of conversation, like for the past week or so. And why is this? Because, without being vulgar, mnadu, seriously mnadu, these guys, and you might know them, if Susan knows them, you guys at home might know them, because one of them is Janet Mbugwa's husband, because it's not yet confirmed to be an ex.
You're right.
But he is Janet Mbugwa's husband, Edwin Ndichu. And then there's Paul Ndichu, who used to be married to.
They had children together
with Salame.
Yes.
My God, that's
Look at you.
I need a mandazi.
So basically, their past lives are already exciting.
Exactly.
But now what happened?
You know, they were dating some of the finest Kenyan artists. Paul used to date Sarah Hassan.
True.
Or was it Eddie?
I'm not sure.
You know, when your behaviors are the same, you might as well just be dating the same chick. So anyway, one of them was dating Sarah Hassan, then there's Janet Mbugwa, then there's this chick, then Momani, like a bunch of fabulous, fantastic women.
Yeah.
And I think there's something wrong with women who are that fantastic. Like, you're set at such a high bar, and then all these chameleons come masquerading in all these kind of colors, except red flags, you know?
So,
but anyway.
What the reason that these brothers are being talked about in the streets?
Back to the story. So, a video was surfaced on Edgar Barry's platform, thank you very much to BNNKE,
you know,
where they were in some sort of altercation.
Kafuffle.
You could and the video actually starts with one of the brothers, who was later like identified to be Paul, trying to dislocate this side mirror from the car.
Yeah.
And guess what? Like, so what's happening? Camera pans in inside. First of all, this guy on the behind the camera is like, stay inside the car, stay inside the car. So whoever is staying inside the car had no business being here.
Right.
So the camera goes to these two chicks who are like literally head to head, like WWE, Raw, you know, fight night. And Paul Eddie's in the middle in his black shirt. So Chelimo, the one on the right, based off what I could hear from the video, was going at this chick, pounding her head. This guy's in the middle, and you could see Eddie, Paul coming in to help. So guys were like, what was happening? So here's the story. It comes out on BNN, as usual, people with their receipts. They had an after party at some restaurant here in Nairobi, big hotel, very, very prestigious hotel. And one of the brothers approached a table where these chicks were with the guy. And then the chicks were like, no, aren't you Janet Mbugwa's husband? Oh my God. Guys,
that sets them off.
Things in motion. So these guys are leaving, and then Ndichu Brown's like, you can't do that. We don't do that here. We're coming after you guys.
Hey?
After hitting on me, you want to hit me? My guy, it doesn't work like that. How?
No, can I tell you something? You hit the nail on the head. Just continue with this hitting.
Now they start going at these chicks, like, you can't talk to me like that. And then the guy who was dating one of these chicks is mixed. And they're like, you don't belong here. Talk about Trump. How?
Okay, so there's
what did I hold you like that? But anyway.
No, there's colorism, there's fighting, there's
gender-based violence.
Yes, because the video clearly shows one of the women being hit by one of the men, but the women were also hitting. So there's just a lot happening. What I want to ask myself is, why does the woman get reprimanded for reminding a man he's in a relationship?
Because married men do that, apparently. Yeah. They have Alzheimer's.
There's one married man who once told me, when I pointed out that I knew he was married, he had removed the ring and everything, you know, due diligence, so you can say. But the mark is always there.
Of course.
Ladies, we know this. Men, if you don't know, if the sun doesn't hit you there for a while, it's pretty obvious. And he had the audacity to say that that's just a roommate that he lives with. And I was like, what about the other smaller under 18 roommates who live with you in that house as well? Yeah, exactly, the audacity of men. But he didn't hit me.
Just to wrap up the story, people on Twitter were going wild. Of course, Twitter, which gets the news like a day later, they were all confused like what was happening. And Janet Mbugwa went ahead to put out a statement and be like, she's against all forms of gender-based violence. And as usual, people on Twitter are just reckless and unruly. Someone like just say his name.
Yeah.
Of course, the rumors of her being in an abusive relationship in the past, clips of her being on TV looking a bit, you know, disheveled, her wig looking some kind of way. And guys were like, this was a sign.
Yeah.
But then again, guys were like, why are we dragging her name into his business.
That's what I'm so confused about. Janet Bugwa is not in the video. She wasn't at the hotel. She wasn't present in any of the drama that happened. She's not in the company either, where they're getting all this money for funding. And yet, not only did she feel the need to have to release a statement, I'm okay with what she had to say, obviously, because none of us support gender-based violence. And I'm happy that she came out and said that. But I'm like, why does she have to come out and make a statement over an event she wasn't even at? Like, when are we going to start holding adults individually accountable for their own nonsense? And then secondly, on top of that, everybody on Twitter going after Janet. Like, I'm so confused. She's a mom, she's a career woman, and she even decided to release her statement after her husband was involved in a video. She wasn't even there. And people still have the audacity to come out and talk to her. I'm very confused.
It's a whole messy situation, but then again, the Ndichu brothers went ahead and released a statement, which we do not care about. Quite frankly.
What did they say?
You did what you did.
What did they say in the statement? It's our job to spill the tea.
Nothing. You go find it on your own. We don't care.
Okay,
Anyway, they
I'll tell you what they said in the statement. Well, they released a statement also saying that they do not support gender-based violence and claiming that the two of them's role was to stop a fight between the two ladies that they witnessed. Now, of course, there's two very different stories from all the tea that was seen coming from people who were at the hotel, people who served them at the hotel, and what the brothers are saying. But they have released their statement, and I don't know.
This story has just beaten itself. Like one of the Ndichu brothers beat that chick.